In this demonstration, we'll build a base application and perform some of the configurations that are common first steps when building an application. For example, all applications need to have a master page and at least one role defined. While we're at it, we'll define an application parameter so you can see how to use those in your application. In addition, the runtime preferences need to be configured before attempting to deploy. And of course, we'll give you a quick tour of the xCP Designer user interface. This is xCP Designer in the home page. The home page has the little Welcome to xCP bar, two buttons for creating a new application or importing an existing application, and a few other features that I want to make you aware of. Remember, we're going to be creating an automobile insurance and claims processing application. The Recent Application pane displays a list of recent applications. You can select one and open, export, or delete. In the toolbar at the top, you have a Preferences button and a Help button. We will discuss the Preferences button later. Pressing the F1 key or clicking the Help button opens a Help pane on the right. This is always available to you. If you drop down the Help options, you have quick access to the table of contents and Dynamic Help. Dynamic Help is useful when you need specific details on the artifact that you are configuring, and this option provides you the closest context-sensitive help available in xCP Designer. Click a link and the topic will appear in the Help pane on the right. This button pops up a larger help window. This external help window has a few extra options. The search box helps you locate all the help topics on the specified search criteria. Let's close the external help window. And collapse the help pane. To create our first xCP application, click the New Application button on the right. The new xCP Application Wizard dialog appears. For name, enter Concordant Insurance. It will automatically create a root folder name for you. The name may have spaces, but the root folder name cannot. Click Next. The namespace is an important aspect of xCP applications. There are several things that you need to know and a few things to watch out for regarding this namespace. More complete coverage of this topic is given in the full xCP training courses available on mylearn.emc.com. Let me just say the following few things. Number one, the namespace is used as a prefix in the system name given to all artifacts of your application. Number two, this almost prevents artifacts created for your application from conflicting with names from other people's applications that might be deployed to the same production environment. But there is no guarantee since there is no registry for these namespaces. Number three, the length of the namespace is limited to 7 characters. In those 7 characters, you should come up with a probable, globally unique name that identifies your company and the application. I know that's not going to be easy, but you need to give it some thought. Number 4. Once you create an application or project that is tagged with a namespace, it is very difficult to change it. While it may be possible to do, the procedure is not yet documented, so let's try to get the namespace right the first time. So, for our automobile insurance application for Concordant Insurance Company, enter CIA. Then click Finish. What happens next is xCP Designer creates the new application, then it shuts down for a few moments, and then it restarts xCP Designer with the new application open. This usually takes several minutes, so be patient. A progress bar is displayed to keep you informed of the progress until xCP Designer needs to restart. While this is happening, I want to take this opportunity to show you some of what's going on. Let me bring up Windows Explorer and navigate to the xCP Designer directory. To xCP Designer, an application can be thought of as a directory. The directory is typically placed under an Applications directory under the xCP Designer directory structure. There you will find a directory representing your application model. Within that directory you will find another directory with the same name as the application. This is the default project for the application. It always has the same name as the application and it cannot be changed. An application may contain several other sub-projects. If it does, you will find a directory for each project. Now, there isn't much to an application model. Aside from some application-wide settings, the bulk of the application's configuration information is contained within its projects. The default project is the project that will have the main window and the menu for the application. Okay, so it looks like xCP Designer has created our application and it has restarted. Rather than giving a grand tour of xCP Designer now, we'll try to explain things as we build our application. If something needs to be explained, we'll try to cover it. When xCP Designer restarts, the tab in the middle represents the application model. As we showed you before, the application model essentially contains one or more projects. Therefore, the canvas for an application model is geared around projects, namely the default project. At the right, you can import third-party libraries or create your own and import them also. Also notice that if you click the Home button in the toolbar, it will toggle back to the home page. From the home page, you can delete the application, export it, or open a different one. A quick note about the application model. If you close the application model tab, you can open it again using the model artifact from the application tab in the xCP Navigator pane. Since the application model consists of one or more projects, xCP Designer allows you to add additional projects by clicking the New button. Once you click the New button and add a new project, the artifact dialogues from then on will allow you to specify which project you want to create a new artifact in. For example, if you were to try to create a new business object, you'd right-click, select New Business Object, and then you would have the opportunity to specify which project the new business object would be created in. Let's close the application model since we won't need to manage additional projects for a while. What we'd like to do is to compile, deploy, and test the application as soon as possible so that you can get an early feel for what you're dealing with. Before we do that, we have to do a minimum of 2 more things. But we'll configure a third option while we're at it. Those 3 things will be 1. Create an application role. 2. Configure an application parameter. And 3. Configure the deployment environment and run configurations. Number 2 is the third option, the optional one.